Hey everybody, it's the Golden Sound Twice, finally back for more Race to the Edge reviews of Season 5. I'm going to do a short video just quickly combining two episodes into one review, and then we'll be doing more reviews these next few upcoming weeks. So, yay! First of all, on to episode 3 now. Something Ryan on Berserker Island. Yes, Dagger and Heather are back. I'm so excited. I love Heather so much. She is so awesome. Oh my gosh. My heart. She's bae. She's wonderful. And I was sad that there wasn't more Fish Legs and Heather interaction because I ship them so much. They'd be so good for each other. But enough about that. And I love Dagger too. It was very nice to see his transition from crazy person to semi-less crazy, more good person. But anyway, that's not what this is about. Well, it is, but on to the episode. So they get a letter saying to go to Berserker Island because there's an internship graduation that they're going to, and everybody's like, yay, awesome! Except for Snoutlout, because Snoutlout's just butthurt over everything. So they get to the island, and they find out that the person going for the internship is Gustav, which we're all like, what? Gustav, why you here? Why you here, man? Which, don't get me wrong, Gustav definitely does have his moments, but the Gustav with his dragon versus Gustav without his dragon are two very different people, which we see in this episode and is addressed. And ultimately, Gustav still has a lot to learn, and later on in the episode, we do find that Gustav actually is there because Stoic was just like, get this dude out of my hair, I'm done with his shenanigans. And honestly, like, Gustav, he's like, what, 15, 16? And, you know, he's learning. I have big hopes for him, kind of, for the future. But for right now, you know, he's being a kid that's wanting attention, but doesn't exactly go about it the best way. And really, when you think about it, he's trying very hard to be like the other writers, but he doesn't have the guts for it yet. But so this episode was interesting because we finally get to Berserker Island, so we're all expecting crazy berserkerness, and they're actually all quite tame and plain and ordinary. Now, we don't know, is that because that Dagger's gone through such a change that the rest of the berserkers have gone through a change, or it could very well be that that they were always calm and Dagger's just the insane one. Again, please keep in mind that I did not watch the earlier incarnations of the show. I've just gotten into the Race of the Edge, and while I've seen all 5 seasons, I did not see any of the shows that were previous to it because the early animation threw me off, and I was like, no thank you. I should go back and watch those, and I probably will, but for right now, I'm actually just really comfortable with Race to the Edge, and so we'll see where this all goes. But, so, back to the episode, though. So Savage is back, and surprise, he creates a coup d'etat. Not really surprised. We all seen Dagger in his, earlier days was not the greatest person to be around, so I can completely understand where Savage is coming from. But what's very interesting to me is how Dagger handles it. Instead of going insane and becoming angry and infuriated, which honestly I feel like he was entitled to, he tries to remain calm, and he's talking about chakra and the third eye, which makes me wonder, did he spend some time in Tibet or in India or anywhere else where they teach about chakra? And it seems like he's trying to approach it more from like a Buddhist side, and so I'm wondering, did he somehow get from the Scandinavian country over into Asian country? So who knows? That's something that could be possibly explored. I would love to have more clues onto how their world works. Are we just in Scandinavia, or is the is the geography and the map different than, what we're expecting? Like, how does this world play out? It would probably help if I read the books too. So I like that little hint and that little mixture there. But anyway, so moving on. So throughout the episode, we find out that the dragons are acting kind of odd. And actually, going back for the episode, I don't think it's ever explained why the dragons were acting odd. Like, I mean, yes, they were probably acting odd due to Savage and his men, and there was probably some sort of gas or something like that. Because we do see a gas throughout the episode that like knocks out the dragons so that they're not able to come and assist the riders when they need them. But I don't think it was ever actually specified. Like, oh, XYZ, here's why the dragons are acting the way they are. And if I'm wrong, please somebody you comment, let me know, be like, hey, you missed this in the episode. And I'll be like, thank you, I appreciate that. I'll elaborate on it later. But, so, yeah, I guess something was going on there. We're just going to assume Savage was responsible for it. My favorite thing in this entire episode was the Snotlout and Dagger dynamic. These two really don't talk that much, and so being able to see them banter and go back and forth with each other was great. Like, Dagger just loves messing with him. Who doesn't love messing with Snotlout? It's fabulous. So it was really great to kind of see them bantering back and forth, and then to see them kind of like create some sort of bond and a friendship, and then later on at the end of the episode where Gustav's supposed to graduate and he doesn't because he was chicken the entire time. Boy was chicken. Dagger is just like, yeah, no, you don't deserve this, but gives the trophy to Snotlout, who then is so excited but ends up throwing it into the ocean because his name had been misspelled on the plaque on purpose. So I think that's a whole new level of petty for Dagger to get on, and that was great for Dagger to just be like, hey, I know your name, we've already talked about it, and I'm just going to mess with you anyway. So Dagger's personality in a nutshell. So it was a really fun episode. I really enjoyed it, and now on to the second episode, Snotlout's Angels. Boy, so this was another great thing. We get two back-to-back episodes on Snotlout. The first one showing how skilled he actually is and how brave he actually is, and then the second one just talking about. Sorry, I gotta bring my foot around here. Okay, you didn't see my leopard skin pajamas. What are you talking about? Not leopard skin, leopard print. Very fuzzy and warm. My outfit's ruined now. Anyway, so we get to see like very two Snotlout centered episodes. The first one focusing on his bravery in something running on Berserk Island, and then Snotlout's Angels, where we start talking about what a mutton head he can be, and I can say that because everybody in the episode was talking about it. Boy, why? Snotlout is why are you this way? Like, on the one hand, he can be so awesome. And then on the other hand, he can be so himself, and you're just like, why? Whoa, hair, why you do this? Oh, that works, all right. So what he does to frustrate everybody in this episode is that he purposely goes through Astrid's veins, pulls out her favorite axe, and uses it to scrub the toe jam between his dragon's toes. What? Snotlout, why? Why would you think that's a good idea? Why are you the way that you are sometimes? And Hookfane puts up with it, and we're just like, give a shot to Hookfane. Anyway, so Astrid is ready to absolutely murder him. Hiccup is like, son, you need to fly away for your life. This is the only way that you are going to escape and live. And so Snotlout does. Ends up getting caught up in a snowstorm, rainstorm, thunderstorm, whatever have you not. and ends up on a island inhabited by the Winged Maidens. And as we find out, the Winged Maidens are these, lady Vikings who, for generations, have been watching over the, what's it called again? Razor Whips. Haha, there we go. I don't know what I'm doing here. Why am I allowed to have a YouTube channel? Anyway, so the Razor Whips. So we find out some really interesting things in this episode, like the fact that Razor Whips, when they're born, they're blind, and the mothers, I guess they get, like, pregnant quickly or whatnot, and, like, they're going through the nesting season, or no, actually what it is that, like, so the Razor Whips, they hatch their eggs. It's not really stated why they are not able to protect them very well, like, because in the episode, the Winged Maidens are like, oh, you know, what we do then is we protect the babies until they can see, which I understand, but what I don't understand is, like, they were saying, like, how the mothers aren't able to defend against the males, and that really wasn't elaborated on, so maybe I was just supposed to roll with it, but I feel like with creatures as formidable as Razor Whips, that they should be able to protect the babies, unless if, like, there's something about the males that we don't know about, or maybe it was just the wording choice. I'm not sure. I was a little bit iffy on that. But so, because the Razor Whips are so against males being around their babies at all, which is understandable if you're trying to protect them from your own species, like, of the male gender, you can understand why anytime that they sense that the male's around, they're like, oh, you're gonna die. I'd be like, yeah, no, that's fair. You're mamas. You're trying to protect your babies. So the Winged Maidens don't allow any males on their island whatsoever, be it human or dragon, which I'm like, on the one hand, I'm like, okay, I see, I'm gonna adjust the camera here. I see where you're coming from, but on the other hand, I'm like, how is procreation a thing since you've been doing this for generations? Which brings up the question, either A, are they immortal? Which really was not hinted. They said that their people have been doing this for generations. There was no hint of immortality there or slow aging or anything. So I'm assuming that that they have procreation means. So then the question becomes, do they bring in other people, or do they have another island where there are guys allowed, merely meant for procreation? I'm not sure. I am a big fan of lesbian Vikings having their own island protecting dragons. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that's excellent. But I was merely curious. I was like, oh, do you like take in other women? Do you have an island where procreation is a thing? Or is there some sort of magic and you don't need men whatsoever and you can just, like, ladies and ladies together can get pregnant? Like, hey, that's great. That's awesome. I just want an explanation on it. Like, give me the details. Where can I find this island? But, back to the episode. So, Snotlout finds himself upon this island. He is the worst choice of man that could ever happen to this place, because he is himself. It is unfortunate. And yeah, they decide to eat him, which also I was like, cannibalism? Really? Again, I have nothing against Viking lesbian women protecting an island of dragons. Like, that is fantastic. I just don't think we should be eating other human beings, regardless of the gender or what they identify with. I just think that could give you heartburn. Ugh. Especially, you don't want to eat Snotlout. Like, ew, that's just all kinds of no. So, but also, I was just like, they seem to be a tribe of, like, very intellectual and very, progressive, and and like really wonderful women, and like Snot Loud, and they do tell him though. What I do think is great is that they are like, hey, you need to respect women. It'd be great if you did that. That was awesome. That was the talking to he needed. Go ladies. But then they're like, oh, okay, you've like ticked us off now, so we're gonna eat you, put you in our soup. I was like that. We went from 0 to 100 like. Boom, that happened really quick. So I'm always just that episode always amazes me, where I'm just like, you're a progressive island, but we're gonna eat people. Okay. So anyway, so then Astrid and Heather and Ruffnut go to save him, and Astrid and Snotlout are able to have a little conversation, and she is able to tell him, like, I don't hate you, I just get frustrated by you. Which also, when you think about it, is really sad, though. If you're in a friend group and you think somebody hates you in that friend group, I've definitely been in those situations, and it really hurts. So, you know, I did feel for a little bit, I felt a little bit for Snotlout there. And honestly, like, as much as I love the friend dynamic, sometimes they can be really sarcastic and mean to each other. And I'm like, oh, ow, don't do that. Don't do that, guys. You're hurting each other. You're hurting me by watching this. But, long story short, so they're able to patch up their friendship, and Snotlout does, you know, learn a lesson. However long that lesson will stay with him, it's Snotlout. So, anyway, but no, it was a very enjoyable episode. We get to learn about Razor Whips. We get to see Snotlout and Astrid, you know, working on their friendship. We get a lesbian island of Vikings protecting dragons. I mean, need I say more? That needs to be a book in and of itself with that exact title. Like, I'd buy that in an instant. So, both episodes were really, really fantastic. So continue watching this series. It's phenomenal. Continue watching my YouTube series if you so choose. So, you know, go into the comments. Tell me what you thought of the episodes, who your favorite characters were, what highlights you liked. Was there any, like, character dynamics that I missed? Always, the twins are wonderful. And, oh, actually, really funny. So I was getting onto Netflix, and, like, the episodes are queuing up. And I've been watching Wakfu a lot lately. I love that show so much. And I put the Wakfu into the original French dubs. And so Netflix has decided that everything should be French, which there's nothing wrong with that. But, like, you know, I'm expecting hiccups like, this changes everything, you know, English voice to come out. Instead, I get this very smooth French voice. And I was like, Hiccup, you're sounding too sexy. Stop. You're like the awkward fun leader. You're not allowed to be smooth. Knock that off. Well, he's allowed to be smooth, but only for Astrid. So, which it stopped me for a moment there. I was like, whoa. So anyway, but yeah, so click and hit the subscribe wherever it is. I don't know. Is it up there? Is it down there? To the side? Who knows? Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I will continue reviewing the series, and I'm also going to review other series as well, because I have so much love to give to different shows. So anyway, click, comment, subscribe, enjoy. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye!